It's time to think out loud again. $10.21 plus 3. I remember listening when Click was acting like he misread Revelation 10, 21, Revelation 3 says, and I seen it. The angel of the church of Philadelphia or something came down adorned for his bride. Revelation 10 at 21, 3. I noticed last night there was a lot of 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 1, 1, 3, 4 references. As if there's a 4-day period. You know, there's also a period of time where this Antichrist guy, he's supposed to make a pact or some kind of deal, and then in the midst of the week of those 7, that the week of 7s of something, doesn't quite say. I mean, a week of 7s is, you know, there's a week of trumpets. There's a week of trumpets that has to be blown because it's a complete amount of 7, because that's how many days are in a week. So a complete amount of a perfect fulfillment amount of trumpets have to be blown. So within this week, I've always looked at it as a literal week. But again, I just privately interpret whatever it is that I feel like is going to fit my narrative with my delusional thoughts. I just bring them and put them there and then put them out. And just get either hot or cold. So let's see, what the Eagles game last night. The hot and cold predictions that I'll go over. The cold prediction is that Eagles didn't drop like flies, one after another after another. That didn't happen. All the injuries. Oh, and the terrorist attack, the bombing, didn't happen either. So nobody died. Nobody really got injured. And I'm looking for broken limbs and complete catastrophe. Maybe I'm just a doomsday pastor. That's what it is. I'm like a Paul Baker, just looking for all the destruction to happen. Because we're gonna get raptured up out of here first, and then screw the rest of the world. They got to go. Look, we told you, whatever. We're getting out of here. We're floating up, and we are leaving. Family members, nice knowing you. Because that's the cowardly way to try to escape when there's no escape. Nobody's escaping anywhere. You can't just float away and get out of here. We're all going through this show, every last one of us. We're all staying right here, and we're all going to see it, and then after it's done, we're all going to see the end result too. But in the meantime, okay, the Eagles did get beat down. They got blown out. Not like a bomb. Okay, yeah, fine. All right, did the Eagles get blown off of the field? Yes. Yes, they got blown off the field. Not in a literal sense. They did not get blown up running down the sidelines. But they got beat down 37-10. Who knows? Is 1037 some kind of Hebrew gematria number that explains it all? I don't even care. Like, I can't even. I bet you there's so many more answers in that book just because of it's like the world script type of book that's written in there. I got no desire to check it. Maybe if I had help, if I had people helping me, like how how Kleck has a lot of people because he just points there and points there, and they go do a vow for him over there, and he points to that, and he commands them to do something, and then that's what they just like do everything for him. I can only go by what I've been trying to figure out, and for the life of me, this Daniel 21-day 3-week period is it's almost literally driving me sick because it has not connected the dots yet. It hasn't just like, it's just something there. It's just something that's just not quite. You know what needs to happen? The event. Once the event happens, then I'll understand what the whole 3 weeks means and the 21 days. Because of 3 full weeks, 3 full weeks, 3 full weeks could also possibly mean like 3 full weeks of 24 hours. 3 full weeks of something that has a period of time inside of it that's bundled all up, and it's like one of them is done, and then another one's over here, and here's 3 weeks of your 24-hour periods. And just throwing it out there because who's to say what the hell the damn Bible means? And what makes me sick is the fact that there's people out there that knows. Well, I don't know if I can't say sick. Let me reel that word back in. Something I'm impatient about is the fact that all of the scriptures, there's at least one person that I know of, possibly a bunch of others, that you know what the Bible. Am I calling somebody? Oh. They know what the hell the Bible means inside and out. They know to hit the dark sentences. They understand the 21 days of Daniel because they're playing it the hell out. And then they know real scripture prophecy that's actually being fulfilled also. And I just wish that I knew that information already. And it's probably one of the only things I'm getting impatient with is push the fucking button already. You can't be any more obvious, Jonathan Clegg, to me. Here's how I see it. Jonathan Clegg is so giddy because he's up there, he's skydiving, he's setting things in place, he's getting his walls prepared, he's got the electric system going up, he's got the plumbing waves looking of the tsunamis set up, ready to go. All these images are just set up. He's got the stars that are getting ready to fall. He's got the asteroids that are getting ready to hit. I mean, he has everything and anything set up on these walls. He's been working day in and day out. He's been working those hours. I'm guaranteeing you that he can even guarantee it. He's working 20 hours a day. With a little bit of help of some powder can help you. I guess I've never went that route, but those hours that he's spending, he's doing a lot of work, and that's what Satan's supposed to do in these last days of time. When time is up, he's supposed to work really, really hard. He's doing all the work. God's just sitting back, kind of waiting for, and weighing it out. Just waiting for his hired employee. That's what Satan is. Satan was hired. Anybody that does it for free is God's volunteer. Satan is a hired employee of God, the Creator. And the reason being because all of his minions, right, with their dominion that they have, all of the hired agents and trolls and the ones that are helping click, the ones that are helping the guys that are setting up stage, the ones that are help building the wall in troublous times, they're all hired. They're all hired. They're all receiving money, currency, something, promise. So when that ends, you know, when the movie is finished, when Jonathan collects worldwide, this is worldwide scenery, when it's over, and then after he has his little party, once his party's interrupted by Darius, because it pleases Darius to set over him 120 princes. When he was seeking to set Daniel above all of those princes, those hired agents, they didn't like that, so they were trying to. They were always looking to find some kind of accusation against them, and it just doesn't work. It never does. It never pans out. But they always try, which is so irritating, because they can't see Bible prophecy being fulfilled. But it will be, and then they'll understand it. And then the frustrating part is just like kind of having to go through that when the end result is over there, but you still are going through the mud. You know that the shower's there. You know that you got a fresh set of clothes. You already know that, but you still have to trample through the disgusting mud that slowly, like a swamp, to get over there where you can see it. And everybody else that's trampling through the mud, they can't see the shower over there. And you're trying to tell them it's right there. Open your eyes. Wipe the mud off your eyes and you'll be able to see the dry land with the water and the shower and the clean white robe and everything. That's the frustrating part. It's right the frick there, but they can't. They keep rubbing their eyes because they're tired. Tired of traveling through the mud. The finish line's right there, idiots. Like, where? I can't see. I got mud in my eye. To sum it up, that's how my insides feel right now. You know the land's there. You know the showers. You know you're gonna get clean. You know it's gonna. You know you're gonna live through it. You know you gotta. You just know it's gonna be there in the end. But there's that time that continues to just drag so much. But then I gotta remember. All right, fine. Look, there was 21 ticks that ended on the 20th, 21st, probably midnight in the evening, morning. And then there's 8 more ticks all the way through the fullest. And there's also the 8th, the middle of the season, of the football season, because they're obviously using football to just, they're obviously using it. They've been doing this since the Eagles won the Super Bowl is when I became pretty hip to it. And I did say if they win the Super Bowl, then the world's going to end after that shortly. And that was Super Bowl 50. So they did win it, exactly what I don't want to toot my own horn, but I have to, because they did win as they were down in the fourth quarter by 1 point, but they were down. And then Nicky Foles came back. He was the MVP. And that's exactly the way the script unfolded. And the game yesterday was the same damn thing, but different, because the script is understood. They're supposed to get beat down. At that time, they were supposed to devour the Patriot, but in a negative way, according to the elite. But then now, all of a sudden, the Church of Philadelphia it has to get beat down. So they're using football. It's the 8th week, and guess what? Guess what season it is? Well, it's mid-season. That's right. Al Michaels was talking about something yesterday on Sunday Night Football about a coach changing, like mid-season type, exactly talking about the script that they put in front of him. I don't even know if he even knows what the hell he's saying when he's reading, but they're talking about mid-season. And in the midst of the season that the Antichrist is given, supposedly that he's going to cause the prayers to cease, because he's gonna not the prayers. You can't possibly keep Daniel from praying 3 times a day, and anybody with the same spirit. But you can shut off the sacrifice, the prayer. You can silence YouTube truth. You can do that. You can do that in the midst of the week too. You can also do it in the middle of the week. You can also do it in the midst, the thick of it, like at the height, at the time that Antichrist gets to his highest point. That's when his kingdom will be broken and just divided into the 4 winds corner or something. And then I think that's when Darius takes over. Again, I'm still not. Those people that have the world script, it's like whatever I'm saying, they know where I'm erring at, and they know where I'm right at. They know. And they're the only ones that do know that. Right, Steve? Like, you know exactly where I'm erring at. You know exactly where I'm dead on. And it's the script. The script is pretty much dead on. If you want to fault me for anything that I'm wrong with, it's setting the dates. I ain't wrong setting the dates. I'm just wrong with the dates sometimes that I set. I ain't wrong being hot or cold. It's wrong being lukewarm and being afraid to say anything. Let's face it, it's only spirits that. Are you listening to them? Do they tell you to stop talking? Do they tell you that you should worry about what 100 people might think on your YouTube channel that might not agree with you, Robin? Maybe, if you listen to whatever it is, those little conversations that everybody in the world has up in their head, they can pretend they don't, but there's conversations going on consistently. Your thoughts will not stop, ever. They do not stop. Some people can't handle the fact that their thoughts are constantly running. They think they're supposed to stop it, and then they realize they can't, and then they feel powerless. Your thoughts will always speak. Negative ones, positive ones. I don't care if you're Jesus Christ himself. The thoughts will continue to run rampant. The only thing you can do is slow them down. You can pace them, and you can divide them. You can filter them out. You can tune them down. You can tune them up. You cannot kill them. Your thoughts never stop. Even if you're brain dead, you're still thinking. It's just you can't say anything, but your brain is constantly thinking. And that's probably where the anger comes in at, when people can't talk anymore, but they're thinking. They're constantly thinking, but they can't talk. So I can only imagine how irritated I'm going to be, if they stop playing with my channel and just shut the hell off and do the 2-strike system, and then think that you're going to get away with it. I'm looking forward to you guys thinking you're going to get away with it, but I need to see something. I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing this damn vision. I see it clearly. I can see clearly what's going to happen next, but I'm just not seeing it with my own eyes in the world or on the screen. But I do got to remember there's 10, there's 21, and then there's 3. And then on the first month and the 24th day of the month, I got to remember that, you know, that first month in Revelation, was it in Genesis 7 and 8, the 7th and 8th chapter? Something about the ark rest on the 10th month, but then there's like a first month that it's talking about, like a first month, the first day of the month. To me, it isn't the first month. It's not I don't care what calendar you go by, whether it's the Yom Kippur or Yom Sayin or what the hell ever all the different calendars are. I'm talking about it's the first month. It is the beginning of a new era, and the era is when the truth gets shut down, like for the first time. I don't know, since the past 2,000 years, the truth is going to be stomped to the ground. Jonathan Kleck gets his victory. He destroys the saints. He kills them, okay? They get killed in the street, because the street is where you scream from the rooftops. The street is where the mountain is, where you climb to the highest mountain. So when the street gets, when you are dead in that street, and if you try to go on YouTube to the highest mountain and you try to speak, you have a stroke. If you try to scream from the rooftop, you don't have a tongue, because Kleck pulled the tongue out of the sheep's mouth and then ate the sheep, the angel that's holding on to the Z and the P. He's pulling the damn angel that was led to the Zeppelin astray. He's pulling you away so you can be silenced. And so no matter what you do, no matter how you try to speak in the street, you're not going to be heard. How do you scream when you can't talk? How do you try to talk if you don't have a tongue? Kleck wins that way. He wins that way. He doesn't win by killing any flesh whatsoever. It doesn't work that way. This is all fear. Rounding up to 144,000. He's rounding them all up and silencing us on YouTube. If we get rounded up in real life, we're only getting rounded up to be put in place. That's it. But there's fear. There's fear. There's fear. There's fear. When you egg on fear, like, come on, fear, let's bring it on. Show me all of your fear that you're pushing. And then look at the continents of our face. Give us 10 days. And after 10 days, I swear to God, your servants better be dealt with. The ones that are shitting their pantses, the ones that are shitting their pantses, deal with them accordingly, because they were the ones that were helping push the fear. But a bunch of them don't even know, like, they don't even know that the sun is a simulator. They have no clue. They don't know about the star and the sun, the sky. They don't know that it's all manufactured. So when all this stuff does happen, and they don't know about holographic, they don't believe that the sky can possibly show aliens and rapture, angels and demons floating up, and they don't know that Jonathan Kleck is the one behind it all. They think that he's just building this freaking shed ark thing outside, talking about how he has all the siding up and all the electric work done and the plumbing and the sheathing and it just the windows are in, the doors. It's all set up and ready to go. And now the fun part begins. Pushing the buttons and making all the images float around out in the sky and scaring everybody like, oh! So that's what everybody's going to see number one, I know we're going to see that, but there's this war, this destruction, there's something that hasn't happened also yet. But what comes first? The second 9/11, or the rapture, floating images and the alien, the rumors of people disappearing. Dabu 7 is already putting in his title, many are missing, like disappeared or something. In the mining accident, many have gone missing. He's putting it out there, conditioning you. Get ready to hear millions of people disappeared. Get ready to hear about. So there's these people seen angels floating up in the skies. Get ready to hear all of it. So there's a 10th month, and there's a first month. There's a 24th day sitting on Hidekel or Heideke or something. I gotta read it again. There's something about that 3-week period of eating no pleasant thing. There's something about being sick for a few days and 3 weeks of 24 hours. It is exactly the same thing. It's 3 days, because 2 days is a couple. One is, it's one. A few is 3 or more. A few, and then there's many. It's 1 day. It's a couple days. It's a few days, and then many days. Many days is like 21. A few days is 3. 3 whole weeks. 3 whole weeks. I'm just going to interpret it that way. I'm going to interpret 3 whole weeks as 3 days, and then I'll see where we get on the 24th, because it's still 24 to 31. There's something about I even seen number 24 walk by purposely number 31 yesterday on the football field. It was like almost pre-planned, where they just made sure that the camera's seen 24 and then 31 next to it. Just like they made sure that number 9, D, forget the 0, sacked number 11. And as he sacked him, he made sure that he went around to the left side. That way the 9 would be over here, and then the 1-1 would be whence he came down, whence they let number 90 sack him. So they do that purposely. Just like the Eagles purposely got their asses handed to them, because that's what Kleck said. They're going to get their asses handed to them. The Church of Philadelphia. You don't think Philadelphia's going to be destroyed? Well, I don't know how much it's going to be destroyed, but I know we're going to see like this. There's this destruction over there on somewhere around the William Penn building, or in that 17th and John F. Kennedy Boulevard area where that building 8 is. And then the purpose is to destroy, anybody that lives in or has any association with Philadelphia, in like a literal sense, even though it really means nothing to actually be from Philadelphia. Because even if I wasn't here, Kleck would still be he would still destroy Philadelphia with or without me here. It has nothing to do with me. It has to do with Philadelphia, the church being in the Bible that he's against, because he's the angel of the church of the Laodiceans, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he is. Yeah, he definitely is. Because Steve's the one that wrote him the letter. He's Henry Windsor. Who sent the letters? Who sent the letters? Henry Windsor did. He sent a letter to the angel of the Church of Philadelphia last year, and then he sent 6 other letters to other messengers in different parts of the United States that have certain characteristics about them. So again, it doesn't matter where you live or where you lived It just matters where's your mindset. And my mindset is, there's been such a delay that it's almost sickening. It's almost sickening that that we're not seeing these fake ass events dominating the world news. It's been 50 damn days already. 51? Maybe it's going to be on 52. Emergency, government collapsing worldwide, millions gonna die. AMTV, hard hitting in your face, hard lying straight to your face. That's just my humble opinion that I don't have, and they don't tell. I can't speak. Yeah. You know what? I'm gonna know how you guys feel, because when I can't speak on YouTube, I'm gonna feel the same way as Christopher Green does every single time he gets up there and talks, because he's literally not speaking from his heart because he doesn't have one. And Christopher, you're given a script to read, and then you read it as you record it, and then you play it back in your ear. That's why you guys are now sitting at that table looking over here so I can see in one of your ears. But there's still another ear that I can't see, because when you turn over here, that camera's not looking at that ear. And when you turn over here, you're trying to show me your ear. It's so retarded. Like, as he sit here, right, there's a camera over here, and then there's a camera here. So now they're doing this thing where they're trying to show me their ear, like they're not listening to. All right, fine. Maybe you guys are still reading your teleprompter here and there. You're good readers. The point is, you don't have your own thoughts. You're not humble. You don't have opinions, and you can't speak. So I'm going to understand, and I'm going to feel your pain when YouTube gives me 2 strikes and I can't freaking say anything. I'm going to feel just like you guys do every single time you guys get up there and read your damn script. It's so annoying. Everybody has a script. Johnny, I think he doesn't have a script, because he's supposed to be Lucifer, who is able to talk without a script. That's what I heard. I don't know what's, who knows if it's true. It sounds right, because he has to act like he can think off the top of his head. Well, he possibly can. Jonathan Clark's going to be a valuable asset to God Almighty when he stops lying, because of the knowledge that he has of Scripture, and then with it being fulfilled. So the midst of the week, the 24th day of October, the 52nd full day, I think it is, maybe the 53rd. Is it 54 days? I'd have to do my math.